What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. SIBEAR, that's what we're going to talk about today. And then I'm going to show you two setups. Real simple setups to work with. And you still get these beautiful, beautiful numbers. So, the way I am running it, just as FYI, you'll see, like in that one video, that music video that I did with NRS and SIBEAR, you'll see the average kills I'm doing are 85k, and that's, critical with finishers. I've got 85 to 95k average. Okay, sometimes I pop up into 200k, which I had a few of those in the 200k range. Any enemy, any level, no problems. It all just works, especially on particular frames like Anaros, that you can get that extra finisher damage based off of his #1 ability, stuff like that. But it does work on several frames as well. The SIBEAR is a large hammer, which has the head composed of cryotic, and it deals cold damage to anything that it hits. When you're performing a charge melee, the attack increases the status chance by about 50%. So it has a low status chance on it, but you got a 50% increase when you do a charged attack, which obviously this works out well, and it's ideal for inflicting status effects on the enemies. And of course, it comes with a cold damage as the main damage on it. This is going to work good on, I would say, honestly, it works pretty good on everything for me. They'll tell you that it's good for Corpus. Most people, Meta will tell you that. It's good on alloy armor worn by high-level Grineer units, and they'll also tell you that it's not effective against the infested. However, it's very, very effective against the infested as well. Sorry, it just is. Freeze, it reduces target movement speed and the fire attack rate by 50% for the duration, which is a nice thing. And the proc will disappear at that time. The slow will persist for an additional 2 seconds, just as FYI, before finally wearing off. So the slow effect is basically 8 seconds long, and when you're doing this with a weapon like this that has a beautiful, beautiful ground slam on it, you're able to manage crowd control pretty easily when you get into tough situations. Okay. Overall, it's kind of pricey. It's 30,000 manufacturing requirements. Okay. It requires 1 Magistar as well. So 30,000 credits, 1 Magistar, 30,000 cryotic, 50,000 alloy plate, and of course your blueprint in the market for 15,000. So it's a little pricey, but I feel like it's definitely well worth it. It's a mastery level 6 weapon, and it's fun. Does it beat the Jat Kitty Cindo Prime? No, but it's second highest base damage of all melee weapons after War, and this will put it tied with the Jat Kitog and the Cindo Prime. So the War, obviously the best heavy base damage melee, big melee, heavy melee weapon, but it's tied for second place with 2 of the other beautiful, beautiful heavy weapons that undoubtedly are some of the best in game or fun to play with. Obviously the cold damage, it's got the nice critical chance, so we've got a lot to work with this. No physical damage mods, so you just take that out of the way. Don't overthink it sometimes. I mean, overthinking doesn't always work out. So with that, let's hop on into my 2 setups just so you can kind of see them. Okay, so I'm going to show this to you in 2 configurations, like I was saying. Real simple, really, really simple to make this work. Gotta be honest. Config B, we'll start with Config B. This is basically a setup that you'd run with something of a frame that doesn't have the abilities to heal itself. So if you're running like an Oberon, if you're running like an Aros, obviously, if you're running Trinity or Those three have the ability to obviously heal themselves. So this is going to be slightly different in my config A for that type of setup. Now for all the other frames, up to including ones like Neza, even though Neza has the ability to not take damage, Rhino has the ability to not take the damage with the Iron Skin, that type of stuff. I'm going to actually utilize this setup with the Life Strike just in case, because when those features run out, because obviously they do on them, you need to be prepared just in case. So this is a real simple setup. Pressure point, Spoiled Strike. You're going to put Fury in there to offset the Spoiled Strike. Life Strike for your ability to re-heal yourself. And then we're just keeping it real plain and simple. Keeping the cold on there and just adding Corrosive with the Shocking Touch and the Fever Strike. Straight up the heavy duty. Not worried about status here, because we can bump up the status, of course, through the particular charged attacks easily. And then we're going to add a little True Steel. For some extra critical chance. 24% amazingly makes a big difference on this weapon, the way that it plays. And we're utilizing Crushing Ruin. Okay. Now, on config A, what you're going to see is a higher damage number, a little better status chance, and a much better corrosive. Just the color, it's just the element that I'm going with here on corrosive, just for the heck of it. Now, mainly, I'm looking at this on an Aros, on Oberon, and on, say, a Trinity setup. Because all those have the ability to keep themselves healed, keep everybody else healed. Well, I mean, you could keep everybody else healed as well, but you're able to keep yourself alive through mitigating pretty easily. Okay, and so what we're doing is we took out the Life Strike and we add in a Voltiac Strike. This gives a little extra status chance, but it bumps up another 150 on the corrosive. I'm actually keeping it with the cold. Works out well with the cold. We drop our channeling cost down to 5, even better. We keep our 24% status or critical chance, which works out well, especially with the ground not the ground finishers, but with the finishing attack, and so forth and so on. Okay, so like I said, real simple. The only thing I'm changing here is Voltaic Strike or Voltiac Strike, however you want to put it, and Life Strike. That's simple. I felt the Spoiled Strike works well here. I get a 1.10 attack speed. That's enough to do what I need to do. It's enough to get me to be able to make my combos real easy with the Crushing Ruin. And it's enough, the way this works with the crowd control, especially on that slam attack when it just basically pushes everything out of the way. It's a beautiful thing. So, comments, questions on it, please do feel free to leave them below. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Until then, thanks for watching and tuning in. We'll see you soon.